Danna.
And I'm Kristen.
Welcome to our podcast,
Mismatched.
We are two moms from completely different walks of life
who discovered friendship where least expected.
This is our space to share, connect, and try to survive this crazy thing we call life. Whatever you are doing,
or wherever you are headed, take Mismatched along for the ride. I did it.
Don't do that.
Happy 25th episode, Danna.
We are a quarter of a century old.
Not really.
I know. But this is our 25th anniversary.
We actually missed the 20th, so now we're like
it was an accidental miss.
Like,
we just had to go
big.
through. We just had to go through and count real quick. So it's really a big celebration.
We are taping the night before, which is typically what we do. So when you hear this, we're usually taping on a Tuesday night or sometime on a Tuesday. And today we did not get it in earlier, so we're doing it late night. Whatever, stop. Everybody's laughing. You can laugh at it now. You had some good ones
I made a dirty one last week, and
you kept making it.
Because I didn't realize it. What was it? I don't even remember now. But it was a bad one.
You like to give it, you don't like to take it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
I like to give it and not get it or something like that.
It was funny. Like, I'm like, how are you not noticing what you just said? Anyways.
Well, whatever.
Happy 25th episode. So we actually have a fun little cocktail because it's
we're cheersing.
National Taco Day. So Tuesday tacos.
Has nothing to do with
This has nothing to do with it at all. But we're celebrating with our 25th episode because the kids have no school tomorrow.
Yes.
So Wednesday when you hear this, all of our kids are at home. They're all going to sleep in.
This is correct.
Which frankly, our kids all need. Like, I'm not one for sleeping the day away. You know, I get up
My daughter's sleeping at your house, so make sure she wakes up early.
She sleeps till like 11. I have to wake her up. 11.
Please wake her up. Wake her up earlier.
But I feel like we are just crazy. It's fall on the
farm.
I know. All the sports.
It is so
all
crazy.
The things. Our kids are tired.
I realize that, but the problem is
there's
only one day. So what'll happen is she'll sleep in tomorrow, and then she won't be able to go to sleep tomorrow night.
But they're going to stay up so late.
Tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they are. Which is great. So I'm a proponent of them sleeping in tomorrow, but we have lots to do. So we're finishing our 4-H season in Fairfield County. You know, we're not going to say the F word because we say it every episode.
Fair.
But we have
so over it.
We have another fair. So I mean, like, we show sheep like people play
sports. Like nothing else. Nope.
Yeah,
there's literally nothing to compare
all
it to.
you livestock listeners, you tell Danna she doesn't know what she's talking about. And I know there's quite a few, so you might get some hate mail.
All two of you.
Whatever. Crystal, I know you listen. Anyway, so we have like some major sheep shearing to do. And anyways, we have a lot to do tomorrow. There's always a lot to do. I would love to sleep in, but we can't because of the market.
Yeah.
And I can't sleep in if Bill gets up and vice versa. Actually, no, he slept in today a little bit. I think he slept in until about 6:35 this morning.
I woke up earlier than that.
Yeah. My alarm was supposed to set. I was going to sleep until 6. And I'm like, who's kidding? Like,
this conversation is boring me. I just yawned.
So anyways,
okay, so we're celebrating.
We're celebrating with our...
All right, so a couple things. So, well, first off, we had a race at the market the other day. Our friend Sarah runs this awesome race, and it is to raise money for, it's for breast cancer research, breast cancer awareness through Lake Health and university hospitals. And
Race for the Cure.
It's actually called Race for Awareness.
Race for Awareness. For the Cure.
And so my kids bought 8 million raffle tickets because they had some great baskets, and we won 2 baskets, and one of the baskets was this. It was kind of funny. My kids won a huge candy basket, which is so unnecessary. But I won a basket that I wanted, which was a Bloody Mary basket. So it came with a bottle.
Straw in backwards, but
I didn't mean to. Sorry. So it was a Bloody Mary basket. So it came with a bottle of Tito's. It came with a little 6-pack of tomato juice. And olives and pickles, and then
this is boring. Can we just get to the taste test?
Shut up. It came with this stuff called Parker's Hangover Tonic. So we are going to take it's the Bloody Mary mix, and we're going to taste it. Well, Kristen already did.
So interesting, Sarah.
My cup is blue. That's why this looks different. If you guys are watching,
Sarah does my nails, and the guy who I got to get the story straight, but the guy who makes it.
That is good.
Or knows the people who make it was in.
Holy
Getting his
spicy.
haircut. It is spicy. It's good.
That is a great Bloody Mary, though.
Good stuff.
Wow. Like,
They have
okay,
a
so I
website?
added nothing to this.
Do they have a website?
They do. Okay, so it is parkershangovertonic.com. That's it. www.parkershangovertonic.com.
Oh, that's good stuff. Like that.
Legit, I did
Thing
a
out
shot
us.
of
Wow.
Tito's, a shot of this stuff, and tomato juice.
I'm going to be asleep before the podcast.
I mean,
then.
this is probably one of the better Bloody Marys I've had, though. It tastes like it's got all kinds of
That's
goodies
good.
in it.
What does
And
it say?
it's
Caesar something? On the front.
Caesar and Bloody Mary mix. I don't know.
I wonder what else you can make.
I don't know, but it's excellent.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
So,
really, really good. So
That's a
that's
shout
what we're
out to
drinking. But I
Sarah.
find
So-
it to be interesting the Bloody Marys are so reserved for
just
morning.
for breakfast. Why is that?
So we're changing it up and we're having one at 8:52 in the
nightcap.
evening.
Because I hope to be in bed as soon as we're done with this.
So I love Bloody Marys. They're like my
Danna?
favorite.
There's a hair.
Oh, that's probably mine. Sorry about that.
A hair in my Bloody Mary mix.
That's mine. It's blonde.
Certainly not mine. We all know when my hair is everywhere because I'm shedding.
Sorry about that. What else is going on? I got my braces off.
Her teeth look delightful.
It's lovely.
Going
It
to
is
Mexico.
going to Mexico.
You got a suntan.
I'm peeling already. It's gone that fast. Literally enter Ohio, lose suntan. Like it's just
It
immediate.
happens. I mean, I
But you
don't
know what?
have a suntan, so.
I love fall in Ohio.
Oh,
It is.
so do I.
It is so beautiful here. Like the leaves are really changing right now. My kids just said today, they're like, we can't wait for it to be like 1 or 2 more weeks, and then it'll really
The
be
color
there.
here is gorgeous.
Yep, it'll really be there. Just a couple more
Cool
weeks.
nights, warm days.
It's
good
gorgeous right now.
color.
So yep. So
The
that.
Snapdragon apple, Kayla, this is for you, has arrived in the market.
So I forgot I was actually I have them in the fridge right now.
They're so
Because I got some
good.
yesterday, and I went and got my nails done today, and I was going to bring her one, and I completely
should've.
forgot.
So the prettiest,
Kayla, when I come in 2 weeks, I will bring you Snapdragon apples.
you better hope we have them left. The most beautiful apple has arrived in the market, which is the Crimson Crisp. And it is gorgeous. Like, it's the apple that you want every apple to look like. It's deep, like burgundy red with just a tiny bit of yellow. It is just a pretty apple. There's a wide selection of apples. So wherever you are,
I
be
think
sure
there's
to
like
visit an
14
orchard because
different kinds in the market right now.
this
Something
is
like that.
it. This
Maybe
is
more.
the time.
I might
We
be off.
raised 27 varieties. And Bill and I actually this week, we had a little chance to.
Oh, please, you
This
have
is
to
so
talk about
fun.
this cheesiness.
So,
it was so cute.
There's Apple
Blech.
Crunch Day coming up October 14th. And so we were asked to
It's
participate.
Tom's dad's birthday.
Oh, nice. Happy birthday, Sandy.
Mhm.
Early. We were asked to participate. And so a girl that I've known for a really long time, I'm actually friends with her mom. I'm friends with her and her sister. They're twins, and they're like ready to graduate college. I think they might listen to the podcast, but they, it's kind of like the turn of events in life. Like when they were growing up, like they kind of thought it was cool. I know you don't have that hard to imagine, but they thought that, you know, I was like
I have
a
no
fun
comment.
person to look up to. And so like they'd ask me to come over and do their hair and makeup for homecoming or prom. And now they're graduating from college and they have jobs and they can drive. And like I had the hardest time with imagining that she was driving to my house and going to spend the night for her job. It was the craziest thing. So anyways, we participated in the Crunch. It's an educational classroom program throughout Ohio and Wisconsin to educate kids on apples and the healthy, nutritious decisions that they can make with their fruits and vegetables. And then we crunched into an apple together.
Okay, but that's not the part I'm talking about. The
What
part
part are you
I'm
talking
talking
about?
about was like the cheesy cutie little picture of the two of them in the apple orchard, like
Sitting
sitting,
on our
in the apple
buffalo
orchard in their
plaid.
cute little plaid shirt and fall look. And
What was I wearing?
I
I
forget.
was wearing red, and Bill was wearing.
Bill had plaid. I knew somebody was wearing plaid.
He
Yeah,
had a
that's what it
buffalo
was.
plaid, like
But it was like
blankets.
it was
in the orchard.
very
Hallmark-y.
Hallmark
It
moment
was
ish.
cute. And we bit into the apple, and Bill.
Oh, Tom, just
Oh,
here.
you
Let
want to
me.
give him a little preview.
Yeah.
The crunch is good.
So
This
I'm
is the
gonna.
crunch
If you're
that you
watching, on
hope. Turn up
YouTube,
your volume, and then you can play it early. But
Happy crunching.
can you guys
listen
see
to
it?
that crunch. Our apples are so snappy.
I don't know if you can see that. It's
Funny.
not showing up
We're
well.
not really cute people like that.
Well, that's not a good.
No, that's
view.
not a good picture of me. My mouth was full of an apple.
But it was super cute, very Hallmarky. It was cringy, as Olivia would say.
And Bill hasn't eaten an apple, and Bill doesn't really eat apples.
Tom
so-
doesn't like apples either.
Well, Tom's allergic, and so his mouth swells up.
I like the
Cortland's.
I had
Cortland's.
one
It's a good apple.
with peanut butter. It was great.
With peanut butter. I like my apple slice with blue cheese. If you're looking for a recommendation on a charcuterie board, get a soft blue cheese and put it with a slice of a Snapdragon right now, or a Honeycrisp. It is good. Good stuff.
Okay, there was something else I wanted. Oh, so Tom just had to run home. Well, run home to Kristen's house because we left the computer over there and we used Bill's computer. And so he jumped in Kristen's car and he got back and he's like, your car is making farm animal sounds.
I'm like, yep. For 2 weeks, I drove this car around.
Why
thinking
is
that I
this
had-
normal?
It's not.
No, but
For 2
for
weeks,
you
I
it
drove
is.
around, like trying to figure out, okay, did like Archie or Hazel, or not Hazel, Olive leave one of their farm animal toys in my car? Because every time I'd hit a bump, it'd go, bah, bah. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I told Bill, he's like, you're hearing things. And we had to drive the car and go somewhere. He's like, you're not hearing things. There's something in this car. I'm like, yep.
What was it, Kristen?
My dad's birthday card that I never gave him, which his birthday was last month.
So the thing that really is concerning to me
Not a very
here
good daughter.
is that she purchased a birthday card for her sheep farmer father.
I know. Anytime you
that-
see a sheep card, you have to buy it. Just like anytime you see a donkey card, you have to buy it because there's always a bunch of ass jokes. And so anytime I see one with a donkey, I have to get the card or a sheep. Those are like the two cards that I have to buy. So if you ever see a donkey card or a sheep card,
Why?
because they're funny
To who?
to everybody. Like people would expect me to give them a sheep birthday card.
I beg to differ.
Or like for you, you just wait till you turn 40 because I've got a real doozy. I've had it for about 8 months.
This is another issue we can discuss right now. So
You
I'm
only have so much time left.
taking. I have enough time for this. I'm taking a trip for my birthday. Kristen,
I can like
Kristen is
see
unable to
Kristen
make
all
it,
day
which
long.
is totally fine.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm not mad at you for not. She has like a completely valid reason. Like it is completely valid.
American Farm Bureau.
Yeah, like no, it really is. Like
Yeah.
I'm not even like mad. Like I totally understand.
Whatever, she's still mad.
No, I really swear I'm not. What I'm perturbed about is like 2 days after I come back, she's like, "Oh, my friend just invited me on this trip to go for her 40th birthday."
Sounds bad. It's
I'm
not
gonna
a couple
go.
days. It's like a couple weeks.
No, it's like
The next weekend.
right. It's like 3 days
I don't even
after
know
I
if
get
I'm
back.
going.
It's like
But
3
I
days.
said this is gonna make you mad.
This is what Tom
Do you
means
wanna
when he
come
says we
with?
talk over each other. She's talking over me right now.
Do you want to come with? I don't even know if I'm going. I don't know if it's gonna work out. It probably
It's just kind of ironic.
won't. I would be happy to
She can't-
come on your trip because frankly, your trip sounds fun.
I would agree. I'm just saying it's a bit interesting.
That I like my other friend better. Maybe it's a better
I
location.
feel like this is gonna be just put into the vault up here and remembered
So
for
another
future
funny thing
reference.
today is that we had all the sports, and so Danna, let's talk about this, Danna. Let's talk about this.
They almost
The
hit my
fact
car.
that you're so bougie, I did not. I backed into
You
that
nearly
spot
hit my
like
car,
a
and
dream.
what did I say to you? Well,
Oh.
that would have made for a good
You're like,
podcast
"Can you just hit me?" 'Cause
topic.
that would have been great for a podcast. So it is like, what are you doing? Like the girls talked about getting together. Jax planned a party, so we had like, we have all these kids at our house right now, which is fantastic. And she's like, oh, the boys are getting their haircut. I'm like, oh, can I bring Parker over? Because we really got to get a haircut.
My
She's like,
friend
sure.
was coming over.
Danna has people. Her people come to her home. Like, she used to get her nails done in her home, a pedicure done in her home.
Which is not necessarily enjoyable, I will tell
The
you.
pedicure I can totally get. The nail thing, convenient.
Well, that was convenient. But
That good. She must have gotten tired of you.
I think so.
Anyway,
I have
so
to go to
now
her.
it's not even you getting your haircut in your home. It's the boys.
The boys and
How
Tom.
convenient. So anyways, it was really nice. And so
She comes. This is like one of my longest friends, like truly
It's
like
really
family.
nice.
And she comes to my house and does it in my
She gives a
kitchen.
good haircut. Parker's
She
hair
does
looks
give a
great.
heck of a
Parker
haircut.
has like a style he wants. Actually,
Yes.
it's very similar to Sam.
It is funny that they're getting to this age now,
They're
like
particular.
where they're very particular. Like Sam has been growing his hair out, and now it's so funny because Joey, who's
It's
only
good.
7, he told her that he wants his hair like
Oh.
Sam's, and he now wants like a certain style. It's very cute. They're getting to an age.
They're very cute boys.
Yes.
And so Parker got a fantastic
He looks
haircut. So
great.
I said, where do you cut hair? And she told me the place, and I'm like, oh, I haven't heard of it, but that's not surprising because I don't know where anything
Well,
is.
you're just not familiar with that area, yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, I'm not going to tell you where Parker gets his haircut. And she's like,
This was so funny.
oh, why? You cut him with sheep clippers? And I'm like, honey, that's really good, actually.
Well, she said, Christian was like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm not going to tell you where.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, come on. And I mean, Kristen just meant that she took, I think like just wherever, like you go.
We
like,
had a great clip.
Yeah,
We
like
went to
nothing
Great
like
Clips Industrial,
terrible.
and it's
But
not
like it
even
wasn't
bad.
like it wasn't
It's not a
bad.
boutique.
But it's not like a fancy salon is what
Yeah.
you meant. And,
She
but
was
she
like,
was so
sheep
funny.
clippers?
She goes, oh, geez, what, sheep shears? It was so funny.
You're funny.
She was good. She
That
was
was a nice
very
one.
quick-witted. She was very quick-witted with it. But it is nice and convenient.
It sure is.
Usually,
If
she'll
we
bring
can
the
just get on the
kids.
same schedule so I can get Parker's
Yes.
haircuts here and we can get the dog.
The
back
dog's
on their grooming
groomed.
schedule.
Yes.
This is going to really work out for me.
Well, I mean, I take your dog
You
to get
take all the
groomed. But usually in the summer it's nice because Janine would come and we'd cut hair outside and the kids would swim and
That's
yeah,
nice. That's
it was great.
really the only way you get to see your friends anymore.
I know, isn't it sad?
And one of the football moms, we were discussing about how she has a friend and she hasn't seen this friend in months. And she's like, when are you going to make time to see me? And she's like, I don't know, in about 6 years when the kids are gone.
So
It's
Tom and I,
hard.
we were on a plane to Chicago. We were flying to Mexico and we had a layover
You
in
were
Chicago.
taking a trip? You're full of the trips.
No, this was just this last
I
trip
know.
to Mexico.
You
All
have a lot
right,
of trips.
all right, snarky. So we get on the plane and we were flying Southwest, and on Southwest you don't choose seats, right? Like you just sit wherever. So we're getting on the plane and we look up and we see this guy that we went to high school with who
Oh, nice.
we've not seen in a really long time. So we sat with him and we didn't even know he had recently moved to Tennessee, and we're like talking and we have a mutual friend, and I ended up like texting her right after to tell her. I was like, oh, we ran into Gary, like, funny story, blah, blah, blah. And we were saying how like she and I used to be so close and nothing ever, like, you don't have falling outs and nothing bad happens. It's like you just are
It's
so
life.
busy.
Yeah.
Like you're just so busy with your kids, and unless you are like with people whose kids are involved in the same stuff that your kids are involved in,
Preschool parents, you've got it good.
yeah, you have no idea.
Those
what
are the
to-
years,
what you're in
I see at the
for.
fruit farm all the time. I just saw a mom with twins in our barn with the
Mm-hmm.
animals. And she was so tired, and I'm like, oh, twins. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, you go, how old? And she's like, 11 months. And I said, you've almost survived the first year.
Yes.
And she's like, yeah, we've almost survived, like she was so tired. Obviously I've never had twins, so I can't even begin
Right,
to understand
right.
or comprehend. But I'm like, hey, listen, like, we know people who have twins and like they're in college and it's great,
Like
things.
you do. I mean, I know like it's so cliche when people are like, oh, you'll miss this. And I think there are definitely things you do not miss. Like we look back and we're like, oh, I'm so glad I don't deal with that
I don't
anymore.
know, but the preschool years
But there are
so
some cool things
cute.
that are like you do miss. But it's funny you said that because I was working at the market yesterday and this lady had, I would say this little girl could not have been more than like 14, 15 months old. She was like toddling around, like just a new walker. And she was getting into everything, right? And so the mom, she was an only child, and the mom picked her up, like totally handled it so well. Like instead of letting her get into everything, like she's like, no, picked her up and like, but her hands were full. She was trying to pay for everything. She had, all this stuff. She had flowers in her hand, everything. And she looked at me and she goes, I'm still trying to figure out this parenting thing. And she had like desperation in her eyes. And I looked at her and I go,
So am I.
I said, it's exactly what I said. I go, mine are a lot older and I'm still trying to figure it out. And I go, I don't think we ever figure it out. So don't worry.
No. It's
Like,
always something.
It's always something. It's just, like everyone's so hard on
To the
themselves.
market, and I'm probably going to catch flack for this one too, but I was impressed. I'm not going to lie. Like, it was a little weird. We've talked about breastfeeding before. There was a mom, really cute mom, little baby, probably, I don't know, pretty little. I thought it looked like she was carrying the baby, but she was breastfeeding the baby while she was ordering her apple ciders. And it wasn't just one apple cider. She was ordering like 4 drinks. And then she was carrying them with the carrier, still kept breastfeeding the baby.
Listen,
I mean,
more
that's
power
talent.
to you. That's some
Talent.
multitasking there.
I was like, wow, I hope she doesn't spill that cider.
That would
It was
really be
impressive.
painful to multiple areas. I feel like that is
Spill
some
the
hot
cider.
cider.
I don't know. You see all things, and I don't know. It's just fun to see people out and about, and like
It's a good time of year to see
enjoying
everybody.
life and spending time with their cute kids, and I just love it all.
Yep.
Okay,
So-
we've run out of time, Danna.
We have.
Cheers to 25 episodes. I don't even know what we talked about. Really,
I
a
feel
bunch
like
of
we
nothing.
really talked about nothing today. This was kind of an anticlimactic 25th episode.
Maybe we should call it the anticlimactic 25th episode. Fast 5.
5. Whose turn is it?
I think it's mine to ask you, but do you have something? Because
No.
you never do.
I could go.
Oh, I can't think of anything. Go for it.
What's your top 5 favorite alcoholic drinks?
Oh, well, I like bourbon.
Yeah.
We know that. I like bourbon. I also do love a Bloody Mary. I do like wine. I prefer a cab. And what are those little drinks that I like? What are those called? Topo Chicos. We've talked
Oh,
about
yeah,
that
you do
before.
like those.
And then, I don't know, taking it old school, you know what my old drink was a stag. No, what's it called? It's a stag something.
I don't even know what she's
Can't
saying.
even remember what it is. Dr. Pepper and Red Stag. I think that's what it is. Red Stag and Dr. Pepper. Try it
Do you know
sometime.
what that is? Me neither.
Red Stag, Dr. Pepper. Try it.
She was fun, guys. She swears. All right, have a good one.
Was. I still am. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm more fun than you are.
We're mismatched.